Coming up on NBC 26 today, wildfires rage on in California, destroying thousands of homes and killing 10 people, the latest on firefighting efforts. And the search for a hit-and-run suspect goes on 4 years later, how police and the Appleton community remember the shocking crime. Plus, fighting back against bullying, how a former Packers fullback has made it his mission to stop bullies in their tracks.
That voice sounds different, huh? It's Emily Beier. She's anchoring the show this morning. She's doing a great job. Good to have her with us. And if you're stepping outside, today it's going to be a little bit breezy and cooler as well. Currently 47 Green Bay. Notice the winds sustained at 8 miles per hour. So you'll feel that as you step out the door today. And precipitation, see this low pressure right here in that rain? It's just going to barely clip the area, but not until tonight. So the farther you live to the south, the better your chance of seeing that. Here's a look at Skycast. The daytime hour is fine. Just a couple passing clouds. It's going to be cooler, and it will be breezy today, so just be aware of that. But going into the nighttime, there's that low pressure just clipping the area. So the farther you live to the south as we head into tonight, the better your chance of seeing a sprinkle or a couple light showers. That moves on out as we head through the morning tomorrow. But currently it's dry. Don't worry about that. 49 currently in Shawnee. We got 46 in Appleton, Oshkosh and Fond du Lac at 51 degrees. But again, it is going to be cooler than it was yesterday. High of only 58 with some of those winds gusting up to 20 miles per hour. So you'll feel that. But Emily, I do have chances of rain in that 7-day planner. We'll talk about what that means for your weekend coming up.
Sounds good. Thanks, Fish. Good morning. I'm Emily Beier. Brookhaven has the day off. Massive and deadly flames are sweeping California's wine country. Authorities say fires have killed at least 10 people so far and more than 100 people are injured. Officials declared a state of emergency and evacuated thousands. Authorities say 1,500 homes and businesses are gone. That number is expected to rise.
It's devastating. It's devastating. It's just so scary. And we got to watch for embers.
The fires in Northern California started Sunday night and aren't slowing down. Officials say more than 119,000 acres are on fire across California. That includes fires burning across Orange County in Southern California. 1,000 people there have been evacuated. Appleton police are still looking for a suspect in a 4-year-old hit-and-run case involving a Lawrence University student. The case led the school to get the city's help in putting up cameras at 2 crosswalks. The Appleton Police Department says Shannon Grant was coming from theater practice when she was struck by a vehicle and the driver fled the scene. In this surveillance video, you can see the suspect parks their car nearby to check for damages, but then leaves. Police say they're confident someone knows who the suspect is.
It's sobering, to say the least, to know that someone who could have been a close friend was hurt, and that any one of my friends could just as easily be injured, threatened, or brutalized, especially in this day and age.
You know, my sympathies definitely go out to her family and friends not being able to have any resolution on this matter, 4 years later. But, I think the steps that they've taken here are some good first steps. Certainly a better situation than it was in the past.
Students and faculty say even with the cameras, they take extra precaution. If you have any information on the case, you're asked to contact Appleton Police. Sheboygan police say a man is dead and his wife seriously hurt after a motorcycle crash. This happened Sunday morning in the area of Union and Georgia Avenue. Police say the driver failed to negotiate a turn, hit a curb, causing the couple to be thrown from the motorcycle. Police have identified the driver as 28-year-old Jared Martin. His wife, 26-year-old Heather Martin, was hurt in the crash. Police tell us neither were wearing helmets. A Green Bay area public school district employee has been charged with possession of child pornography. The employee, Matthew Van Biscoten, is now on administrative leave. Our Regina On has the latest.
According to court documents, Matthew Van Biscoten was charged in June of this year in Door County. Law enforcement started their investigation after seeing a photo considered child pornography. They allegedly tracked down the IP address, which led investigators to his house in Brussels. The sheriff's office searched his home looking at tech devices. The school district released a statement saying he was placed on unpaid administrative leave as soon as the district learned of the charges in June. He also worked as an assistant network manager PC technician, but says he had little to no student contact. Again, Van Biscoten was placed on unpaid administrative leave in June. He'll be back in court November 7th. Reporting in the Green Bay newsroom, Regina On, NBC 26.
Thanks, Regina. A 19-year-old man accused of killing 2 people while driving under the influence has been convicted in Brown County Court. Devin Robley of Greenleaf pleaded no contest to 2 counts of negligent homicide by operating a vehicle. Court documents say Robley was under the influence of marijuana when he crashed into an SUV, killing a 32-year-old woman in July of last year. A 16-year-old passenger riding with Robley was also killed. He'll be sentenced early next year. A Texas student accused of shooting and killing a police officer is in jail this morning. Police say the teen shot an officer in the head at the Texas Tech University campus police station. Officers took him there for having drugs and paraphernalia in his dorm room. They were at his dorm because someone asked them to check on the student. Investigators say the student pulled the gun out during a standard debriefing. They say officers arrested the 19-year-old after he initially took off. An update now on a deadly officer-involved shooting in Kewaunee County. 4 officers were named in the state's investigation, and today the prosecutor will announce whether any charges will be filed or if the shooting of 22-year-old Tyler Whitmire was justified. State investigators claim back in August, Whitmire was threatening a woman and others with a knife before he was shot by a deputy after getting into confrontation with responding deputies. 2 sexual assault suspects expected to make their first court appearances today in Calumet County. The men ages 22 and 25 are accused of sexually assaulting a woman early yesterday morning at a house on the 2200 block of South Oneida Street in Appleton. The victim was treated and released from the hospital. Ashwaubenon police send out a warning after a burglar or burglars steal from inside 2 houses while the homeowners were sleeping. Officers say the thieves stole computers and purses from houses on Avondale Drive and Ponderosa Avenue late Saturday into early Sunday morning. They got in through an open garage door and unlocked doors. Police reminding you to always lock your doors and take valuables out of your car.
All right, a couple things you're going to notice today. First of all, it's going to be a little bit breezy. Secondly, a little bit cooler than yesterday. Now, here's a look at Skycast. At least the daytime hours are going to be dry here, partly cloudy at times. But watch tonight. The farther south you live, the better your chance of seeing a couple sprinkles or a shower. Again, that's the farther south you live. That moves on out tomorrow morning. But right now it's quiet. 46 Kewaunee, 47 Green Bay, Appleton, you're 46. But again, feeling a little bit cooler because it's breezy out there. We're going to keep that breeze around for today. A high cooler than yesterday, 58 degrees. Emily, I'm timing out rain chances for the weekend coming up.
Sounds good. Thanks, Fish. Investigators are zeroing in on the Las Vegas gunman's mental health as they struggle to figure out why he did it. Authorities say the coroner is trying to get investigators an analysis of the gunman's brain as soon as possible. That could help them figure out if he had a psychiatric disorder. Investigators say they still have no proof he had an accomplice. They're trying to find someone who noticed a recent behavior change. And here in Wisconsin, state lawmakers are weighing in on whether or not one of the parts believed to be used by the shooter should be banned. Our Eric Kress spoke to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to find out if they think bump stocks should be illegal.
Bump stocks are an add-on modification used on semi-automatic weapons to make them shoot more like a fully automatic gun. Many state leaders just recently found out they exist.
The day after the disaster in Las Vegas occurred.
Right after the shooting, when we lost 58 young and maybe older people.
State Senators Robert Coles and Dave Hansen may be on opposite sides of the aisle, but they both say legislation to ban such a device makes sense.
There's just absolutely no reason to allow rapid fire basically to kill more people more quickly.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, to be able to, make these guns so much more dangerous, I think we have to deal with it.
And here at a gun shop in Green Bay, they haven't had bump stocks on the shelves in weeks. Store representatives say they didn't sell well, so they got rid of them about a month ago. And getting rid of them is what some state lawmakers would like to see on a national scale.
The preference would be to get this done nationally because somebody could just go to some other location. You could go to Michigan, Illinois. But we may end up doing it.
We're hoping for bipartisan support. This is about doing the right thing, and this is common sense, and really, we should be doing a lot more, but this is the start.
In Green Bay, keeping you connected, I'm Eric Kress with NBC 26.
Governor Scott Walker will visit 3 rural school districts across the state today. The visits come as Walker touts his budget investment in rural districts, including money from for technological improvements. The 2-year spending plan includes an additional $639 million in state funding for K-12 schools over 2 years. The budget was over 2 months late when it was finally signed late last month. The stops include Wasaki, Cadet, and Belmont. Republican Senator Ron Johnson will be in Northeast Wisconsin today. He'll hold a pair of events in Oconto and Green Bay. He'll speak at the Oconto Chamber of Commerce and at the KI Center. That event he's going to be speaking at is part of the Find Your Inspiration career presentation. It features 65 exhibitors and over 3,600 8th graders learning about their career options. The students will learn what they need to do to prepare for school and beyond their desired career path. It starts at the KI Convention Center at 8 o'clock. The war on words between President Donald Trump and one prominent Republican senator may spill over into your wallet. Tracy Potts is on Capitol Hill this morning with more on how this Twitter feud could have real impact on taxes and national security.
Good morning, Emily. Did you see it in the New York Times? Senator Bob Corker says he thinks the president's words and actions could lead to World War III. Corker's a powerful voice here in Washington, and now that he's not running for re-election, he seems open to criticizing the president he once supported. Republican Tennessee Senator Bob Corker, one of candidate Trump's earliest supporters, no longer a fan.
I think Secretary Tillerson, Secretary Mattis, and Chief of Staff Kelly are those people that help separate our country from chaos.
He calls the White House adult daycare. President Trump claims Corker didn't have the guts to run for re-election without his support.
Both ought to cool it. The kind of behavior that we saw this weekend is making it more difficult and not easier for the president to get his agenda through.
President Trump needs Corker's vote on immigration, taxes, and the budget next week.
You'll be a big help in helping us get it passed.
We think that on our key agenda items, Senator Corker's vote will be there because he knows it's important for the people of Tennessee.
Plus Iran. President Trump wants out of the nuclear deal. First stop, Corker's Foreign Relations Committee. Strained relations, not just with Republicans, but with Democrats, after the president insisted that Congress pay for his border wall in exchange for protecting young immigrants. In Washington, Tracy Potts, NBC 26.
Thanks, Tracy. This morning, our First Lady is getting ready to visit families in the middle of the opioid crisis. Melania Trump is headed to West Virginia to visit a drug treatment center that helps babies born addicted to opioids. Lily's Place also helps family members and caregivers. Trump says we have to help parents succeed if those babies are going to succeed. According to the National Institutes of Health, a baby is born suffering from opioid withdrawal every 25 minutes. The White House says it's still finalizing a formal national emergency declaration to help address the opioid crisis. The Oshkosh Common Council will meet tonight. Some big topics of discussion are up on the agenda, including the possible sale of a golf course. City leaders have said the city needs to sell the space in order to keep jobs in the area. According to the city, the land would go to Oshkosh Corporation to build a new headquarters. The meeting will take place at 6 o'clock tonight at Oshkosh's City Hall. Some road closures in Brown and Winnebago counties could affect your commute today. South Military Avenue at the railroad crossing between Western Avenue and Leo Street will close this morning in Green Bay. A detour route will travel along West Mason Street, Fisk Street, and Shawano Avenue. The roadway is expected to open back up at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And stage 2 of intersection closures will begin today in the Fox Valley. It's all part of the 441 project. Traffic will not be allowed to turn north on Oneida Street from Midway Road. Midway Road will remain open to one lane in each direction. This closure will take effect until November 15th. Still ahead, the ribbons are cut on a new training center for firefighters. Why this center offers fire crews among the best hands-on experience in the state. And winning your own man cave, or how about a she shed? The Veterans Raffle that benefits desert veterans and puts a new addition in your backyard.
She shed? All right, that's a new one for me. All right, cool front is through. That means cooler and breezy conditions for us. You see that rain to our south and west? It may affect parts of the area tonight. I'll let you know who could see that coming up in that full Storm Shield forecast. Please stay with us.
You're connected to NBC 26 Today with Brooke Hayes, meteorologist Michael Fish, remote weather with meteorologist Matt Hoffman, and Emily Beier. NBC 26 Today, keeping you connected.